तेलंगाना रियासत में XBB.1.5 कोविड सुपर वेरिएंट दाखिल हो चुका है। XBB.1.5 कोविड वेरिएंट ही वजह है जो अमेरिका और लंदन में हंगामा मचा रहा है और बड़े पैमाने पर आवाम को मुतासर कर रहा है। जीनोमिक सीक्वेंसिंग डाटा की लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट जो हैदराबाद बेस्ड जेनेटिक लेबोरेटरी से है, इंडियन सार्स कोव 2 जीनोमिक कंसोर्टियम इंसाकॉग ने रिपोर्ट्स में बताया, तेलंगाना रियासत में फिलहाल 3 XBB.1.5 कोविड वेरिएंट के पॉजिटिव केसेस मौजूद है। दिसंबर से लेकर जनवरी 2 तारीख तक कुल 6 XBB.1.5 कोविड वेरिएंट के पॉजिटिव केसेस रिपोर्ट हुए थे, जिनमें से 3 तेलंगाना रियासत से थे, 2 महाराष्ट्र से और 1 गुजरात से। फिलहाल तेलंगाना रियासत में कोरोना वायरस की गिनती कम है, कोई इजाफा नहीं देखा गया। सेंट्रल हुकूमत हाई अलर्ट पर है। चाइना, साउथ कोरिया और दीगर ममालिक में केसेस में इजाफे के पेश नज़र अलर्ट है। एक्सपर्ट्स का कहना है रियासती हुकूमत अपने रियासतों में सर्वे करना चाहिए, जिससे अच्छे तरीके से अंदाज़ा लगाया जा सकता है, तैयारी की जा सकती है कोरोना वायरस के खिलाफ।
1.5 has been detected in 29 countries so far. There may be more as sequencing becomes less and less available at a global level. It's difficult for us to track each of these subvariants of Omicron. So it is part of Omicron, and as you've noted, it is the most transmissible subvariant that has been detected yet. The reason for this are the mutations that are within this recombinant, this subvariant of Omicron, allowing this virus to adhere to the cell and replicate easily. And we are concerned about its growth advantage. In particular, in some countries in Europe and in the US, in North America, particularly the northeast part of the United States, where XBB.1.5 has rapidly replaced other circulating variants. Our technical advisory group for virus evolution discussed this yesterday at their call, which was really focused on the circulation of SARS-CoV-2 in China. But we did discuss this subvariant in particular because it is rapidly replacing other subvariants in some countries. Our concern is how transmissible it is. It does have immune escape like we've seen with XBB, but it is another subvariant of Omicron that is in circulation. And the more this virus circulates, the more opportunities it will have to change. We do expect further waves of infection around the world, but that doesn't have to translate into further waves of death because our countermeasures continue to work. So that is something that is on our radar. The Technical Advisory Group for Virus Evolution is doing a risk assessment specifically on this subvariant, which we hope to publish in the next couple of days. But what we can say is that it does have a growth advantage above all of the other subvariants so far. We don't have any data on severity yet or on the clinical picture, but we also do not have an indication that severity has changed with XBB.1.5. But that is something that we are watching very closely through studies and experimental studies in the lab, but also in real-world data when we look at hospitalization rates around the world among people who are infected with this subvariant.
Certainly issues in terms of the criteria for recording and reporting deaths attributable to COVID-19. We believe that definition is too narrow, which requires respiratory failure in association with COVID-19 to be registered as a COVID-related death. That is a very narrow definition. We know there are difficulties in all countries very often in recording hospital-related admissions and use of ICU facilities. But again, we believe that the current numbers being published from China underrepresent the true impact of the disease in terms of hospital admissions, in terms of ICU admissions, and particularly in terms of deaths.
We continue to ask China for more rapid, regular, reliable data on hospitalizations and deaths, as well as more comprehensive real-time viral sequencing. WHO is concerned about the risk to life in China and has reiterated the importance of vaccination, including booster doses to protect against hospitalization, severe disease, and death. This is especially important for older people, those with underlying medical conditions, and others who are at higher risk of severe outcomes. With circulation in China so high and comprehensive data not forthcoming, as I said last week, it's understandable that some countries are taking steps they believe will protect their own citizens. This data is useful to WHO and the world, and we encourage all countries to share it. Data remains essential for WHO to carry out regular, rapid, and robust risk assessments of the current situation and adjust our advice